Yep. My family goes back here many generations. So it's home. I mean,
Yeah.
people live in Philadelphia and make a lot of money and to come here on weekends for their dream. In DC, they come here weekends. Baltimore, they come here for weekends. I get to live here.
Yeah.
My dad had a body shop, auto body shop, and
Where was that?
it was in Middletown, Delaware.
Oh, all right.
And he drove there every day.
Uh-huh.
And he wanted me to take over his business. And I told him, I had to tell him finally, I was afraid to tell him for years that I didn't want to do it. And he said, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to be a carpenter. Why? You're going to be climbing on high buildings. And he got me a job with a guy locally, Scott Ingram. And from there, I just always wanted to be a carpenter. Everybody, I guess, does it for different motivations. You know, mine was, there's a certain way I've wanted to do things. And, you know, I just love it. If you love what you do and you give it all you got, then you can do your best with it. If you're a high energy person, a creative person, I mean, construction's full of personalities. It's full of creation of things. It's full of, you know,
Problem
deadlines
solving.
and all. It's just all the stuff that goes into it.
Yeah.
It's just it's a cornucopia of fun. 2007, when Lehman Brothers collapsed, everything was collapsing around it. You know, I mean, it was just people would call and say, keep the deposit. I don't care. I'm not doing the job. I can't afford to do it. And you don't have work. You don't have work. You haven't lost until you've quit. That's it. That's the big, no matter how hard it is, no matter what's going on, no matter if number one, if you're in a community that works together, you won't fail. Because if you've been there for other people, people will be there for you. It's just really, I mean, that's, don't be a jerk when things are good. You know, that's why community is so important. We have to help each other because inevitably anybody that runs a business in a community is going to go through some kind of a difficult time.
Yeah.
And we all have to help each other. I started stress when I was 14. I haven't given it up yet. Looking for a support group for that. You know, things grow and plateau and grow and plateau, and part of that is drop and up and plateau, and it's just I don't mean to sound like it didn't bother me, because it absolutely bothered me. Stress is tough, but it's just you got to keep going. It's really easy to lose focus on what you're trying to do when a business is going through its hardest financial times. It's really easy. I won't say it's easy. I would say it's tempting for a lot of people that run a business, if things are tough and tight, to stop focusing on what you do. It's like being expense focused instead of revenue focused.
Right.
If you're expense focused, you're going to shrink.
Yeah.
And if you're revenue focused, you're going to grow and you're going to be creative. When I found myself finally saying, we're refining things and focusing on creation and focusing on the people in our company, and I'm not so freaked out about it, is when I realized that things were. But see, the minute, as you know, as an entrepreneur, the minute things feel like they're okay, there's a Grateful Dead lyric to that, right?
Right.
When things seem easy, when easy street, there's danger at your door. I mean,
Yeah.
it should never feel easy,
Yeah.
because if it does, you're not pushing yourself. You know, in business, there's times where you're high-fiving and you can't, you crank the radio in your car, and and then it could be 2 days later. You know, there was times where, you know, my wife would pick me up off the kitchen floor, you know, and that you hold it in, you feel great, you try, or look like you feel great, you try, and you get a moment and you're stressed out and you lose it.
Yeah.
And then you say, okay, I lost it.
Uh-huh.
Move forward. I mean, Chestertown's in a creation mode right now it's great. I was thinking about it the other day, look at all we have here. There's so many things that are really going well for us. New shops are popping up. A wine and cheese shop, a fine wine and cheese shop in town. I mean, that's cool. I'm really excited to see the Marina Waterfront development project happen. There's a lot of debate as to, does it eliminate the working marina? Is it more of a park? Who cares? Let's develop something beautiful. You know?
Yeah.
And we can always finesse it, but let's get it going. accepted a vision and get it going. The thing about the hotel, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing transients visiting Chestertown. You can go to St. Michael's, you can stay. You can go to Cambridge, you can stay. All these Chesapeake waterfront towns really have something. We really need that, and I'm looking forward to seeing that happen. And I think it will, way out. But I'd like to see, I'd love to see Kingstown be part of at least cooperation with Chestertown. You know, economically the counties can work together and both make something from each other. But develop Kingstown into something place can stay. You know, I mean, look at the view. And walk across that lovely bridge. The college and the town got to be hand-holding partners. Our interests are at the same heart. And politically, I've never seen it better. I wish I had a really clever, like, strategic mission answer for that. I just like the community. You know, I love when people work together, you know, and I like to be part of it. I like to help. I'm grateful that I can. You mentioned that I'm perhaps a religious person. You know, there's a John Wesley saying that I love, that do all the good you can, all the times you can, for all the people you can, as long as you can, and all the ways you can. And you know, if you just live by that as much as you can, as long as you can, and as all the ways, it feels good.
Yeah. Well,